Hi everyone, welcome to QAWithSJ channel. So in last class we have discussed operators. So in today's class we are going to discuss Java strings. So strings is very important topic, and it will be useful when you are performing when you're writing some logics with dealing with strings or anything, whether you are a developer or a automation tester or anyone, right? So it would be very important to understand this concepts very deeply. So basically strings, we have just know like the characters, right? We have already knew it, like how the character defines, right? Char, some variable name, char name equal to, in single quotes we can define a character. Coming to strings, it's a sequence of characters which is in double quotes, that is called a string. So how a string can be declared? Let's see. New class. I'm just creating one class now here. I'm giving it as string example. I'm selecting this. So like how we define or declare variables, similarly string str equal to mark. Okay, this is how we can give it. So basically string is a class and it is immutable. String is an immutable class. Immutable means once you define, you cannot change or modify the value. So why they have restricted many, in your day-to-day responsibilities in the coding, there are a lot of dependencies on the strings. You're dealing with sensitive data, right? So nothing, no one should supposed to change the strings or sensitive data, so that to get that restrictions, to control that restrictions, to Java strings are make it as immutable. So there is another possibility to change the strings with string builder and string buffers. That is a separate session where we can discuss. So basically in strings it has multiple methods like length. It will give you the length of a particular string, how many characters it has, right? To uppercase it will convert it to uppercase, lowercase, index of charAt, contains, start with, ends with, equal ignore case, substring, replace, split and trim. So these are all different methods. So let's see examples of all of these string methods, and then concatenation. So concatenation, for that we have a method called .concat. Let's have it here. .concat is the method to merge two strings. Okay, and another way is we can use plus operator also to concatenate two strings. Okay, so let's go to the Eclipse. Let's write these programs. So this slide is just for programs overview. So let's see one by one methods. So the first one is length. So what you can do is you can create one variable. Let's see the method str. So now the string stored in a variable called str, right? So length, this is the method. So in this method, so this is an inbuilt method from the Java itself. You can see after colon there is one thing, one data type you can see, int. So what it does mean, this method returns a value of type int. That's what it means. So string dot length will give you length of the string which is the type of int, right? So in operators also, if you could see, int x equal to 10, y equal to 2, 10 plus 2 is 12. Again the result is integer, so we gave the type as int, right? So here also dot length is inbuilt method. Okay, so that method is giving a value which is a type of int. That's it. So let me give some variable called len. Now you can print. Let's see. Let's run this. Now the length of this particular word is 4. Let me change something else. Okay, now so the same thing we can write it like this also. Instead of storing in another variable, You can directly like this, write like this also. Okay, let's see. Perfect. So next method is uppercase to uppercase. So if the strings are in lowercase, if you want to convert to uppercase, then you can use. So sysout is for just to see the result in the console. That's it. Okay, no need to use the sysout everywhere. Just to debug, just to check it whether the data, whether the output is correct or not. To uppercase. So now to uppercase is giving a type. What is the data type? It's giving string, right? It is returning a string. So if you want, you can directly write like this, so that it returns a string. System.out.println catches it and it just printed it for us. So to uppercase. So it converted uppercase. Or else you can do like this also. To uppercase. Since it is returning type string, so that you can store string some your uppercase is the variable name I'm giving. You can give XYZ also. Okay, now you can do like this also. Both are same. Okay, now if you want to convert to lowercase, uh, lowercase, I'll directly write it. If you want, you can store it str dot to lowercase. Again, it returns a string, it catches it and it prints it for you. Now you can see it printed all the things into lowercase. Let me give something to I gave intentionally last n as capital. Then you can see all converted into small case, lower cases. Index of, let's see this. So string is John, right? So you can use dot index of. So indexes start from 0. I mean, if you take this as an example, so it has 4 letters. I mean, it's a one word. It has 4 characters. So each character is stored at an indexes. So the indexes start from 0. J is at 0, H is at 1, O is at 2, and is at 3. So if you want to know the index of a particular character, let's give H. Then what is the index of H? It's a 1. J is 0, H is 1. That's it. Let's see another example. Caret. Str dot. So what was the character at particular position? At which position this character was there? That's what this caret do for us. Let's give O. Okay, so here O is at 0, 1, 2, second place, right? Oh, my bad. Caret needs index. My bad. Okay, so character. What was the character at index? Let's give 1. 1 is for H. So this is just to print in reverse order. Okay, H. If you give index of character, then it gives the what was the index of that H. If you give 1, what was the character at position 1? Let's give 2. Then it gives 4. Okay, I hope you're clear between index of and character. The next one is contains. So this contains will give whether true or false. Okay, let's give let's do another thing. Let's your equal to hello world. Let me give it as val1. Okay, let me change it like this, hello world. Now what I will do, val1 dot contains, so it will check the character sequence. Let me give world. So this contains or not? If it is contains, it returns. You can check that. If you mouse over, it gives what? It returns true if the string contains, false otherwise. Okay, so that the system.out.println catches it and print it for us. It gives true. World America. Will it contains? No, right? So that it gives false. Let's do with starts with and ends with. I will directly write it. Val1 dot val1 is our string dot sts starts with, is started with this or not. It will just check and gives you true or false if it is not satisfied, right? And then ends with, let's check that ends with. So this is the method. So whether the string ended like this or not, it will check. Okay, so RLD I gave it, so it matches, so that it gives you the true. If it doesn't matches, it gives you false. The next one is equal ignore case. So equal and equal ignore case is to compare two strings. We'll discuss that one later because there is another concepts on the equals. Substring. Let's do this. Val1 dot substring. So substrings has a parameter of in the beginning index. We have to give the beginning index. Let's suppose I want to print a world only. Okay, let's count it. H is at 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I will give it 6 because this space is also calculated as a character. So from 6 world started. I gave like this. If you want to end something like this, then you can give ending index also. Then it will print from W only. So here when you give last index, it do the it will do the 8 n minus 1. If you give 8, 8 minus 1, what is this? 7, right? If you give 9, 9 minus 1, 8. That's how it works. The end. And so substring, it has two methods, method overloading kind of. Again, we'll discuss all those things in loops concept. So if you give, you can give only one parameter, so that from that index it will print all the characters till the end. Let's suppose you need a specific one. You can give start and end. End is for, if you give end, then it will take it -1. If you want to print it till D, O, W or LD, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you have to give 11. Then it will print like this. Okay, so the next one is replace. This is important. So replace is for val1 dot replace. So character old and character new, or you can give sequence of characters. Let's give WORLD. I want to replace old with welcome. Let's see this. So again it returns a string, so that new string. Then earlier it was hello world, now it is replaced with welcome. The split, basically split will convert the strings into the entire sequence of string into array of character array. Let's see now. So val1 dot split. So split by what? You want to split by, I want to split by space. So here space is for 2, right? Hello and what? So now it will print the, so it gives what the split gives. split gives an array. What is an array and all we can discuss at the time of arrays class, but as of now it will give you the memory address of it. Okay, so if you want to print, arrays dot toString is a method we have to use. In that we have to give this, so that just to check whether it was converted correctly or not, whether it is splitted correctly or not. Just that's it. Okay, we can discuss these things later, but just to check that. So when you split based on your regular expression, let's suppose if you gave it as E, then H will be separated and LO world will be separated. Okay, if you gave it as L, then HL will be one, and from LOW world will be another. So I want to split based on the space, so that it is divided like this. The next one would be trim. So in the trim, let's suppose string str1 equal to, let me add some spaces before and after the string programming. So now if you could see, first let me print this. I think str1. Okay, let me print str1. Now here if you could see, you can see the spaces, it got printed with the spaces. Let's suppose you need a string without spaces, then you can use string, so that it will remove the trial and edge between the in the string. Okay, that's what the trim and concat. So these are all the main important string methods we generally use on our day-to-day works. And the concatenate, so basically concatenate is for to merge two strings, to merge two strings. Let's do this. So either we can use concatenate or operator symbol. String, let me change this to some sentence, because I want to use this variable here. String str1 equal to Java, and string str2 equal to programming. Then let me concatenate. Either you can concatenate and you can store it in another variable, or you can directly do it. Concatenate, in this method we have to pass another string. Now it returns a string, so that as it returns a string, now I'll define a string, concatenate values. Now that's the variable I gave. You can give anything, just a variable. Now I will print it. Now if you could see here, Java programming, right? Let's suppose if you need some space in between, then you can do like this. Now what will happen? It will concatenate with space. Great. So the same thing you can perform with plus symbol also. The operator place. So what I will do here, instead of like this using concatenation method, I will simply add some plus, add some space. So I want to concatenate with, that's it. Now when I run it, you can see the output, right? Let's suppose there is a string, there is a string of operation or else add. Now there is a string str4, or let's take an int example, int some add value something. I'm just giving some x or y or z. Okay, let's give x. Okay, now if you do concatenation a string and integer, then then it gives you obviously, let me, instead of string, let me give something like 10. So then the output would be, we will just concatenate 1 0 and mean 10 besides to that this x. That's it, doesn't do the actual addition. Okay, if you give some add some anything in a string, because it's a string, right? So add 1 0. This is how it is. So these are all different methods that are existing in string. Those are very important. In your work, you will definitely use all of this. So please learn it. Please do practice. Thank you for watching.